Hi everyone. Okay, so the first lesson of the double period is going to be revising on acids and bases. So on Friday we briefly covered what acid and base is. We talked about some examples like we have on the screen, and we also talked about properties. And you should all have this in your book. And then we very briefly covered what pH scale is. pH scale is useful because it tells us how acidic or basic a substance is. For example, if a substance has a pH of 7, we call it neutral, and water has pH of 7. So we say that water is neutral. It is neither acidic or basic. Substances that have pH less than 7, they are acidic, so they are acids. And substances that have pH greater than 7, they are basic, and they're bases. And we have some examples on the slide, and you can have a look at that. You might be wondering what alkaline means. Alkaline is another word for base. Okay, we have pH indicator. So to determine the pH of a substance, we can use a variety of indicators. The first one we're going to look at is an indicator called litmus paper, which comes in either blue or red, as you can see here. And the dyes are extracted from lichens. They're a type of plant, as you can see down here. And we use the litmus paper to identify if a substance is either an acid or a base. So that's what tells us. You can test if something is acidic or basic, but it doesn't tell us how strong or weak the acid or the base is. Now, if we dip a red litmus paper into an acid, the red litmus paper will stay the same. It'll be red. But if we put the red litmus paper into base, then the red paper will turn into blue. When we have a blue litmus paper and we put it into an acid, the blue color changes to red. But if we put the blue litmus paper into a base, then there is no changes. It'll just remain blue. The second one that we're going to look at is universal indicator. And universal indicator is used to estimate the approximate pH of acids and bases. And we can tell how strong or weak the base or the acid is by looking at the different colors. And universal indicator is more useful than litmus paper because not only can you tell if the substance is acidic or basic, you can tell how strong or weak the acid or base is. And you can see the different colors. So usually, if something is strongly acidic, then you will have the colors red, orange, and yellow. If something is weakly acidic, lighter green. If something is neutral, we have green. If something is weakly basic, then it'll be bluish green or blue. And then in strong bases, they tend to have more violet color. Okay, so this is a YouTube clip of different colors of universal indicator. I have posted this on YouTube, so have a look at that. Sorry, I've posted this link on OLE. And lastly, this is called a pH meter, and it tells you the exact pH of a solution. So the universal indicator only gives you the approximate pH of a substance, but this pH meter can tell you the exact pH, which is very useful. Okay, so unfortunately, because we're not at school, we can't use the universal indicator, but we can make our own at home if you have red cabbage or beetroot. If you have some, you can try to make your own natural pH indicator. You can chop up some cabbage or beetroot, you don't really need a lot, and you can pour some boiling water over the cabbage or beetroot, and if you wait for a few minutes, the color will start to seep out into the water, and if you stir it around now and then, it'll quicken the process. And then if you think, there is enough color in the water, you can filter out the cabbage or the beetroot pieces and let the water cool down, and you've just made your own pH indicator. What you can do is you can use the cool down indicator solution and add it to substances like lemon juice, baking powder, vinegar, laundry powder, etc. and see how the color changes. You can record it, you can take photos, you can take videos, and feel free to share them with me. I'd love to see how it goes. But it's not compulsory if you don't have the equipment. So this is just showing the colors that you can get from the red cabbage indicator. It is slightly different from the universal indicator because there are different chemicals in it. But usually when something is strongly acidic, it tends to be red. But you can see that unlike the universal indicator, when pH is 7, which is neutral, it is purple or kind of bluish color. And then it becomes green and then to yellow, which is different from the universal indicator colors. So be aware of that. Okay, so I have an activity for you to do. So it's to investigate the pH of household products that you have. And I have put up the worksheet on OLE, and this is due tomorrow. Awesome. So if you have any questions, flick me an email or a message and I will help you out. Thank you guys.